All right, chat. I think we have some things to talk about today. Should I be all coy like them, like how they were on the short today? No, there's nothing really to talk about. Nothing really exciting. Nothing good. It's funny too that they play with it. That they play with the whole idea too. Just like they know that we know, right? That everybody knows it's gonna be Deadpool, and it's just like, just give me Deadpool. Where's Deadpool? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And I thought they actually did a really good job with the announcement today overall. So kudos to them for doing it. It's pretty good. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, I hope it's Ryan Reynolds and whatnot. It's just like, nah. But welcome, everyone. Did it freeze for everyone else? Hopefully not. Hopefully you're still there. On my side, it actually looks fine, so I don't know. But welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Happy you are all here tonight to just talk about our newest announcement. Probably one of the bigger announcements in a little while. Yes, it froze. Hopefully, let me know if it keeps freezing in and out. On my end, it's still looking good. Morgan, welcome to chat. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well today. Infectious Zombie, what's up? How's it going? Good to see you. Clara, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well today. Solo Marvel Champion, how are you? Good to see you. C-Bab, how's it going? YouTube is fine, no freezing? Good. It's always one or the other. YouTube screws up or Twitch screws up. That's what we have too. Hey, BB, how's it going? Stupid sexy Deadpool. I have a feeling that the pool aspect will be a standalone set of cards that gets added to in like 2 years when and if they release Gwenpool. I think somebody did the math. They figured there should be roughly like 40 some pool cards. So like enough to make almost 2 decks worth is what they figured out. Almost 2 decks worth. Which is good. It's a healthy amount to get in there for sure. I agree. Gwenpool will add more at some point. God, they better do Gwenpool at some point. These surprise streams are killing me. Maybe Gwenpool will add a new villain set too with it instead of Dreadpool. I can't believe they add more pool cards just in the back. I can't imagine they would add more pool cards just in the back of other heroes though. I think if they do it, it's gonna be a bigger one for sure. Hey NTQ, how's it going? Deadpool kills the Marvel Champions universe. Game is dead. Happy Deadpool Day. Welcome PW Rastral. I'll get that right. Captain, how's it going on? One positive I have heard a lot of players who got out of the game were saying they were going to give Deadpool a try. Which I want to know from these people when they got out of the game. What caused them to get out? Just over time, or was it X-Men? Mr. L1, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Biggest news, my Rogue Protection lock deck is 8-0-0. Nice. Wait, when do you get ties? All expert, she's great. Oh, she's the GOAT. No, she's not the GOAT. Fact check false. Literally just got through reading the Deadpool article, and I'm as underwhelmed as I thought I'd be. I'm not as hyped as others. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. I don't even know how hyped the community is for Deadpool. And we'll get into that in a second, but I don't know. Spider-Woman Pool Injustice. I think it'll be interesting. Hey Angus, how's it going? Underwhelmed. I was super excited and thought it was the biggest announcement in a while. I don't think it's their biggest announcement. The problem is I think there's a lot of question marks still. Jasco, how's it going? 63 pool cards. Okay. Happy Deadpool Day. Welcome, Alex. Hey, Rangon, how's it going? You take the best 8-9 pool cards, and I think you have a great, good stuff deck. Yeah, but you gotta fill out your deck with something else then. Or do you mean for Spider-Woman? Spider-Woman, okay. Deadpool is going to be OP Rush Hero, calling it now. The more and more I think about him, the more I think you're going to have to lean the Rush with him. I do not think he's a build-out hero. I don't think he can be. So you're always gonna pull Dreadpool along with Shadows? Yeah. Yeah, I for sure will. I for sure will. Max effort plus symbiote suit one-shots pretty much every villain. I saw people throwing around the symbiote suit idea with him, and I don't know. Like, yeah, it might help a little bit, but it's still rough. Symbols galore is gonna be symbols ever. SummerSlam and a surprise stream? Nice. I know, I need to watch SummerSlam. I'm fairly hyped, but only because they're trying something new with another aspect. That is, as I said in my video, that's the thing I'm most excited for, and I'm happy for the future of the game moving forward. I think that's the biggest thing. So pool cards were just rebranded determination cards, right? I don't know. I don't know enough about the determination aspect other than it was supposed to be a 5th aspect. I never took the time to learn anything else or more about the determination aspect and what it was supposed to be. So I have no idea. It might be. Might be a part of it. It might be a lot of it. But honestly, I have no idea. This is the last product of 2023. Hope not. Wishing for a scenario pack. It will be the last one released for sure. As far as announcements, what is it, August? I think we get another announcement in October, September, October, somewhere in there. X-Men was their biggest announcement. Yeah. X-Men was big. I agree, he rushes. You just get punched in the face 3 or 4 turns and you'll be set up to win. I was hoping for a taco mechanic. That'd been awesome. As these cards are cool and his pool allies don't take consequential damage and his weapon upgrade can pull you from your collection, your deck. That's amazing. I love the flexibility of that. While the pool allies don't take consequential damage, they're rough. They're really rough to deal with, especially the dog. What is that one? Dog pool. Like, to have the trade-off of an acceleration icon and doing 1 damage each turn, I don't see like that as a net positive trade-off for me. I mean, you would have to Voltron build him out, the dog, and maybe then it does. And maybe that's the way you have to go, but we have to see then if you can do that with pool cards. So I think the dog is weak. I actually think the head pool is actually really interesting. I think that's the more interesting one. 5th aspect was meant to be high risk, high reward, which is kind of described the pool cards. Yeah. I don't know if Deadpool has to rush. He's got that 1 card that adds 2 to the scheme for each acceleration icon and that huge thwart card. Yeah, but you gotta be almost dead for the thwart card. For that huge thwart card to take effect, you have to be basically dead. And he only has 1 defense, right? Like, you're not defending with Deadpool. That's not going to be a thing that happens. They want you to die. That to me, that is the obvious mechanic, is that they want you to die so you get more acceleration icons. And again, for solo, I think that's hard. I think for multiplayer, he's going to work really well. I think for solo, it's really hard to build out with him. Now, as far as hold on, I want to make sure I don't get too lost. As far as the card that adds 2 to the scheme for each acceleration icon, I think that helps. And I think in Justice, you can play out Deadpool a little bit longer with Space Fan, but I still think it'll be a little rough. I'm intrigued by the pool aspects, and I'm interested to see the rest of them. Hope they're worth Deadpool. I think it's just the 1 aspect, right? It's just the pool aspect. From how I understand it, it's going to be all pool aspect. But I don't know. I don't think that was ever really explained. But I think it's just aspect. Determination is just a bad aspect word. I think they got the humor right. Better humor levels than Spider-Ham. Yeah, Spider-Ham was more about making you do silly things. I'm happy they didn't do that. Right? I'm really happy for that. Pretty excited for Deadpool. I think this wave has a lot of unique hero mechanics. I think this wave overall is one of the better waves. I would put this as like a number 2 hero wave. I'm still partial to Spider stuff. So I'm always going to have Spider be all for Spider and whatever, but yeah. Dogpool doesn't seem very great to me. Very meh. Someone remind me your turn and timing. Someone remind me your turn and timing. It's after you draw your hand size for the next round. Yes. So your turn ends after you draw. So if you get this card as fire, you could deal 1 damage to yourself. Healing factor from pool. The healing card from pool is very interesting. It's a very interesting card. how the new aspects with Warlock. Be interested in how the new aspect with Adam Warlock. I wonder if they'll amend his card. I don't think they'll amend it. I think they said it's going to be in the Deadpool pamphlet. That's going to say you just pull out one of Adam Warlock's aspects and you put Pool in instead. Might be fine for minions. Deadpool, oh, yeah. Deadpool gets summed up with, do these rewards actually outweigh the risks though? I do think he is a high risk, high reward hero. And that's why I think it's going to be making more sense to rush with him. Also, I'm not saying hi to people. I apologize. I'm just like reading your comments because there's a lot of people in here and I really appreciate you all hanging out. Make sure you join the new Discord. Seems like the pool card, yeah. No, the thwart lets you take damage. Yeah, okay, so it lets you take damage, but still you have to have life in order to do it. And I think they're going to make sure you don't have a lot of life. I love how head pool can be used on elite minions to attack other minions. That is true. That's why I think head pool is going to be interesting. Seems like the pool cards maybe plays on other cards, yeah. And I think that's the interesting thing with the pool cards too, is that they'll be able to fix older cards that were like okay and now make them really good. Deadpool protection deck, I don't know how that works unless it's a healing thing. I don't know how that works. There's a lot. Head pool is one of the most interesting things of that deck so far. I do think Deadpool leadership protection is meant in solo, but justice aggression he'll be good. I think he'll be stronger yet. I'm just at this point we didn't get really any leadership stuff, right? I feel like we got like none. Which I guess leadership needed the least amount of help, so. I do think the card that helps you if you lost is funny. Dude, that card's hilarious. I don't know, you stay up for the majority of the time and you can tank lots of damage. The acceleration tokens go on, but the only thing with that fodder is if you die, you flip down. So if you get forced to flip down when you get attacked and then you pull in the Vance or something like that, that's where it's rough. I think Deadpool is going to be very... I think there's going to be lots of balance with Deadpool. And I'm excited for that possibility, but it could be a little nerve-wracking. Also, YouTube, do me a huge favor. If you're watching, make sure to hit the like button. What I want to do really fast, I'm going to keep reading your messages. I want to put a poll up because I'm genuinely curious about this. And I'm going to make sure we can't do it on Twitch like this. But I'm going to do it on Twitch first, then YouTube. Scale 1 to 4. How excited are you? 4, very. 3, pretty. 2, kinda. 1, not really. I'm doing 1 to 4 because YouTube only allows 4, so. We're going to put that poll up. I feel free to vote in that. I'm curious where you all fall on this. Scale from 1 to 4. How excited are you? And this is for the pack as a whole, right? Not just Deadpool, but Deadpool and the pool deck. 4, very. 3. What did I write? Pretty. 2, kinda. 1, not really. All right, we'll put that up for a while. We'll leave that up for a long while. Twitch will be left up for 10 minutes. I'm more worried that Deadpool will be gimmicky. I think they do all right. In next evolution, we know Juggernaut's main scheme doesn't make you lose when it flips, so you lose by dying. But Deadpool can't die. Seems very thematic and hilarious. That is actually hilarious. That'll be interesting how that works. Hey, Zion, how's it going? Also, if I did not say hi to you, I apologize. Jimmy Bob Joe, Anthony Young, NTQ, Sharp Taco, Jasco, Living for Games. I think CBAV, I said hello. I apologize. Spider Champion wave, I think, is the best wave, but this is a close second, I think. Spider Champion is still my favorite. It just is. Some way to move acceleration tokens onto a side scheme would be welcome. But Angus, I think that's the one thing he's missing. It doesn't have to be easy to remove an acceleration token, but it should be like able to do. Be a shame if Warlock doesn't get to straight up replace that aspect with Pool, if that's the case. Well, I think he can just replace any aspect he wants. So there's not going to be balancing 5, but you can decide on the 4. Humor was nailed. Would they get ragey? Not my... Yeah, the humor on it I thought was well done. I thought they did a good job. And the card art. Card art was so good. So good. Not saying hi to people. How rude. What has Deadpool done to you? Everything. Cyclops. Cable has leadership. Okay. Good call. I forgot about that. That was so long ago. My brain just can't think. You playing anything tonight, or is this a Deadpool discussion only stream? This is just Deadpool discussion. We'll play Marvel Champions tomorrow night. Jessica, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not likely to play the pool aspect. I think there's a lot of question marks there still that need to be filled in. There's a lot of question marks. From what I've just seen, I think it's the weakest aspect by far. But we've only seen a handful of cards. We need a pool card for emergency. Yeah, right? Okay, an advance could be an issue, but it flips down after an attack. So the next hero phase, you can heal and flip back up. Yes, as long as the main scheme didn't pop and you lost. I agree. I missed 18 minutes of Deadpool action. I guess Deadpool is going to be the best solo hero ever. You think so? I don't think he'll be the best. I don't think, from what we've seen, I don't think Deadpool's a top 10 yet. But, I mean, we haven't played them, so there's just so much. Harder for him to flat out die. How many of your games end in solo from death? I think maybe 20% of mine end. Like, when I lose. If I lose a game, 20% of the time, it's me dying. The vast majority of the time, it's the main scheme finishing. But not a fan of the risk-reward mechanics. Is +2 hand size worth 4 symbols in Deadpool encounter? I don't think it is. I think that's a terrible trade-off. That was the first personal size game I saw where I was like, oh, okay. Like, this like was an actual, like, do I really want this out there? Run out and get diapers? Godspeed. Wonder if to the rescue pool would confuse the villain. 6 boost cards to remove an acceleration token? Maybe not 6. You said hi? I'm trying. The card with the pun of Monty Python was funny. Yeah. That was good. Scarlet Witch, Star-Lord, and Deadpool, all for acceleration tokens? I know, right? Just wanted you to go max chaos and rush him down as quick as possible. It is pretty hard to build out with him. They nailed Deadpool's theme. I think it's going to be fun to rely on whether or not people enjoy him as a card. Yeah. Feel like they met or exceed pretty high expectations, especially for how long people have waited. Do you? I don't know if they did. And I don't mean this as like, oh, Deadpool's a fail. And I'll pull up why in a second. Pool cosmic entities. Bring back cosmic entities. I don't care for Deadpool. I don't either. I'm right there with you. Who else do you plan to use the new aspect with? Or who do you see getting the most use out of it? I don't know yet because we haven't seen as many. But as far as the healing stuff goes, I think Hawkeye, that was brought up before, I think makes a lot of sense with Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye needs as much help as Hawkeye can get. I think anyone with low health, I could see it. And any deck that runs heavy on its own cards. So, for example, like Captain America can probably run any aspect well, so he could probably run the pool aspect well, right? I think Venom could be the same, right? Venom loses life for the wild resource. I think the pool aspect makes sense for him. So I think there'll be certain heroes like that where either they can run any aspect or they use their life a fair amount, then it makes sense for from what we've seen right now. Sinister Motor works like Deadpool's side scheme. For someone who doesn't care for Deadpool, this doesn't do much for me, but I'm glad others seem to like it. And I have friends who will like him. If it brings more people in the game, then it's a win for me. We'll see. In the future, who could possibly come out with more pool aspect precons? This is the one problem with this. This is like one of the... When I sit down and think about it more, this is the one problem, I think. Is I don't know how much more... So on my YouTube video with this. This was like the top comment that was brought up by people, which is like, how much more is this going to be supported, or is this kind of like a one and done thing? I think maybe they support it a little bit next cycle, and then that's it. I think they'll do more. It'd be more interesting if they come out with another aspect of like cards for like another big hero. That can work. I think they meet expectation. I was starting to feel a little bit down about him, but now I'm hyped. I remember they were being terrified of Fool's Paradise and were so detrimental. The fifth aspect took me over the edge. Star-Lord makes sense. Thought there was no way they could meet expectations, but I've seen a lot of positive comments around the internet. Guess that's what I mean. I'm pretty excited for it. Fair enough. Maybe the pool aspect will fix Hulk. Hulk is perfect. I will say he is the hero I'm most interested in. Maybe not excited for it, but definitely most interested in. I hope they do Gwenpool, seriously. Deadpool scenario pack could be an interesting way to bring more cards to the pool. No pun intended. No way pool support stays consistent. Probably a few more like Gwenpool release. Yeah. Could Gwenpool... What is Gwenpool like X Factor or X-Men or something? Thoughts on new Arkham LCG content? I think it looks really good. I have not... I'm going to do a video on Arkham still. I got to do it like tomorrow. My very quick and dirty thoughts of it are I did not like the past two expansions. I thought they were not good. For me, like they weren't good to me. This new one I'm kind of hyped for. I like the 3-day idea where it adds more replayability but more depth instead of just like making it very large. I don't like it being large. I think they should only support pool aspects. They do someone like Gwenpool or any other Deadpool related characters if there are any that call for it. Go see Gwenpool. I hope they do Gwenpool. Hulk, strongest one there is. Fact check, true. They'll do Gwenpool eventually, and then they'll send a giant update to the aspect. That is true too. They could come back much later on and do it. Gwenpool isn't a mutant. What is she then? I honestly don't know. I don't mean that as like sarcastic or anything. But if they support it in other packs, would they have to print the encounter cards for each hero pack, or have them required to buy the Deadpool hero pack? I think what they would do. That's actually true. I don't know how that works with the encounter decks. Which, by the way, I still don't understand the thought behind them doing the encounter set in there. I really don't. I really don't. Unless there are some hidden cards that are like bonkers good, I don't see it. That's what I was wondering about as well. Is this just a gimmick aspect or something that could be strong? Theme-wise, I don't see many heroes work with the pool aspect. I don't think it's... I think... Let me rephrase this. I think it is more gimmicky than it is like legit. That's what I was wondering about as well. Is the... I'm sorry. The design future Marvel Champions is brighter than what we're getting designers credit for. This is Goldman. Risk reward all the way. I will say that for design space, as I said in the video, this is very good, right? It's very good because this opens the door for more aspects down the line, which is huge, right? Which is huge. Gwenpool has worked with champions, so maybe that. Okay. It's just a human who got into the comics and knows it's a comic. Okay. Valkyrie pool aspect to be too goated. All right, so really quick. Over on Twitch, the scale goes pretty, kinda, very, not really. And very, not really is tied. Pretty is a 7 and kinda is a 3. And over on the YouTubes, it's very, kinda, pretty, not really. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I think we're missing a massive part of the picture to be down on the pool aspect. I think we need to see the 20 other odd cards. Yes, it's way too early to judge the pool aspect completely. All we could do is judge it off of the information we currently have now, which doesn't determine what the aspect will end up being like in the future, right? In the future, there could be 10 hidden cards that we don't know about. They're just bonkers and crazy and like they could have just shown us the worst cards of the set. Right, that is 100% what they could be doing right now. Is there more Marvel Champions reveals tomorrow? Probably not. This was it. Does it need another shadows? Okay, so let me. I want to talk about this for 1 second. One day I'll get that right the first time. What? No. Word or what is this? Windows? One of the reasons I bring up, is this hyped or not? Right? Is this hyped or not? Is because let's just refresh this page so that this isn't old. So, as of now, this is the new stuff. We have Villain Theory's Deep Dive Kit, which I haven't read yet, but it's very, very long and I want to. We have Just a Moment and New Hero Pack revealed, right? So Just a Moment is just a link to what it is, and it's a new aspect, and some people are excited. They kind of make fun of things with like working with Star-Lord. They're pretty excited with Tony. Fake determination aspect that was scrapped for release during the pool. I'm intrigued by it. This is the best announcement, which is cool. All right, so by the numbers, here we go. 15 hero kit, 25 aspect basic precon, 1 obligation, 5 nemesis, 1 divider card, 7 Dreadpool cards. That's 55 cards, leaving 23 in the pack for additional cards. Indicates they would be pool aspect cards. Wouldn't be surprised if they were an array of other aspects synergized with the pool hero kit. I don't think it would be that. I think it would be pool aspect mostly, and like maybe 3 or 4 of, or 3 of each one. But that's it. The back of the pack says 47 aspect cards. All right, that's good to know. Okay, so they kind of go with this when they get more questions, but like that's what they kind of talk about, right? There's a lot more questions than answers. And then they talk about this announcement that was made by Asmodee too far ahead. And then that was it. And that's all that's been talked about this still. Like, that's not a lot for Reddit. For other heroes, like there's been a main thread of like the hero page announcement, like this one. And I mean, there would be a lot of posts. And like 94 comments isn't bad, but a lot of them are like asking questions or just like, yeah, it looks cool, right? And like, again, just more questions. There is with blind bags, isn't it contrary to this? That's fine. That's whatever. I don't like a hero. Reminds me of Star-Lord with a risk of pay. Hero looks solid. Like it's very, very kind of like mixed in here. I feel like I would say more positive than negative, obviously, but not crazy. This card is fire. Art is incredible. It's one of the best art I've ever seen. Right, the rest of them, the ones that we haven't seen. Yeah, I think it's fair. Did they say they were going to talk about future expansions? They didn't. Still going to pre-order the pack? Oh my god, yeah. They could have sent out an empty box and I was going to pre-order. Are you kidding me? Do you have to shuffle a new pool and counterpart card into the deck? Yeah, probably. Is Deadpool's It Ain't Over limited to 1 per main scheme? Let me look it up. Where is it? This card's fire. It ain't over. So it ain't over. It's not limited. So theoretically, you could put 2 on, assuming there is 2. I'm going to assume there are 2. The only bad thing with this card, right? The only bad thing is if that main scheme still pops, the next scheme, like you're way behind the 8 ball then. That's like the one bad thing about this condition. So you got to be really careful to protect that main scheme. Like really careful. Read that. I was so hyped, so I posted the Solo Champions League about it. It took over... to get like 5 comments? Yeah. A lot, and to be fair, a part of it might be at the Saturday, right? A lot of people are at Gen Con, so there could be a lot of reasons. I don't want to make it seem like me being just like, oh, it's a failure. Like, that's not it at all. It's just interesting. It's worth noting. Or mix until we get to play with them. My feeling is people don't seem as hype as me. Timar, how's it going? Will be made or broken based on if they continue to support the new aspect. Also wish the aspect wasn't called pool. I do agree with that. I wish the aspect was called something else. I don't like the pool aspect. It's weird. It's Saturday, not everyone is paying attention. I agree with that 100%. No glow. I agree with that 100%. We have to talk about with aspect cards in the deck. We can't really, as this is a new aspect. That is true. That is very true. What was last year's Gen Con announcement? It was Wolverine, Mojo Mania, and I think they talked about Next a little bit. But I think that's it. Game is dead. It's obvious. Pretty much. Oh, yeah. That's good. Oh, let's go. Thank you for that. Okay. It ain't over yet. Does it take into account acceleration tokens brought in by side schemes or only if it's on the main scheme? It's only on the main scheme, I believe. Let's take a double. Let's take a attach to the main scheme. Increase the target value of attached scheme by 2 for each acceleration token on it. So it has to be an acceleration token on the main scheme, and it affects just the main scheme. Been trained to expect announcements on Thursday. Very true. This is a part of the problem with the marketing strategy in general. This really should have been announced on Thursday, the first day. We weren't even talking about his 200 basic attack, but yeah, easy clap. I think a day of the week is definitely part of it. Yeah, and that's what I'll continue to look at and see if it increases over time. Should get a pool attachment to put on his heroes to poolize them. He's like energy barrier, and the 3 cost barriers can reduce the damage he inflicts to himself with the maximum effort event. Yes, but I don't know if you always want him to not take damage. Have not heard an easy clap in a hot minute. Gotta hang out here more often. We're saying all the cool things here. Also, as far as the Facebook post posted 7 hours ago, 45 comments on it. Some person gets back into the game. That's cool. They got pretty happy with it. I mean, Facebook overall is pretty happy with it, which is always interesting and cool to see. But not a lot of comments on it, which was interesting. It was very interesting. Now, again, we can chalk it up to day of the week for sure. I will say 8 recovery is still bonkers. It is a crazy amount of recovery. And I get what they're trying to make you do, right? You die, you flip over, you go to your hit point to 1, and then you heal all the way back up. Don't be rash. The hype isn't there because we've known since the image spoiler. I think they were counting on the pull aspect being a lot more hype worthy. And well, so there's 2 things. I think one, you're right with the image spoiler. We all knew it was gonna be Deadpool. I think the other problem that they did marketing wise was they showed us the Deadpool basic ally, because we all this was in the back of the heads of this, in everyone's heads, that this is how it's gonna be. So when we all saw this, we went, oh, okay, of course. So this isn't as exciting because they already showed us the ally, right? And the ally has the same mechanic. They should have never shown us the ally. We all knew this was coming. Yeah. I do like the Deadpools where for the other aspects they change are written on top of them. I like the design of them, and I like that they're taking older cards that aren't as good and making them better. Did they say anything about Lord of the Rings? No, Lord of the Rings is dead. And I say that non-ironically. It's I think it's done. Hey, out of control, how you doing? You let your spazzy younger brother play without fully well that you'll lose the match. And I gotta say, I like the little details on things with this. His head slowly changes and winks, right, and turns. I think that's fun. The head on this one's on fire. His eyes are shut. Where I think there's some fun things they're doing with the art and whatever. I think that's all fun. But okay, again, I look at everything as a solo player. I will say that the more and more I think about Deadpool as a hero, I just don't know how I'm going to get him to work well. I really don't. And I think the rush strategy is the best strategy for him solo-wise. I just don't think it's going to be anything else. This card, for example, I just don't know a situation that I really play it in solo. I just don't. I don't think it's worth it for me to lose a card that could be used as a resource to place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme to stun and confuse the villain. The acceleration tokens as quick as they call for buffs and swing in the wind. That could be it, Angus, for sure. And that could go into the high risk, high reward thing, for sure. For sure. Whoa, wait. Check out the icon in the bottom right and click the arrow through in the cards to watch what happens. What, the A3? Or the info one? Which one? He's cool, but Spider-Ham is better execution of the fourth wall concept, and there's no way they could pull it off twice in a meaningful way. I agree. And I'm happy they didn't try. Could be in a comic and then in the front say max 1 per deck and ignore these zeros. Seems so great. I love the theme. Yeah, the theme is really well done. That's how Deadpool is, though. He's a rush hero in the comics also. Yeah, but... And yes. I wonder how much... I wonder if that's a part of the issue of, like, people being, quote-unquote, less hyped for it. Because I feel like Rush isn't liked as much overall. How much depth is Pool going to get outside of this? And will it work well with Hulk? I honestly don't think there's going to be many Pool cards after this. I would guess, like, a dozen. You did it right before my message went up? Which one? I don't know if it was discussed, but I think he's going to be brutal to play with in solo. We haven't discussed it yet. But I think he's going to be brutal as well. I hate Rush. I can't stand Starlord. I think he's a cool hero, and I get why people love him, but it's not my playstyle. My playstyle is Hulk Shield deck. So yeah, I think with Deadpool... Again, we talked a little bit about this, but a lot of the hype was we knew Deadpool was coming. We knew it was going to be this mechanic. We had a good idea. We didn't know, but we had a good idea that it was going to be this mechanic. So that takes a lot of like the excitement out of it. But yeah, so like this card, I don't know a situation I play this card in solo. I really don't. It just doesn't make sense, I think. So I'm a little worried with that. Montage, like... If there's one on, okay, it's another double in my deck, but I don't know if it ever becomes a 4 resource card, right? Like, I just don't see that situation happening. Maybe 3 if I get lucky, but I think generally speaking, it's going to be a 1 to maybe 2 resource card. Cable, I think is actually a pretty good hero, or ally. Sorry, not hero. Pretty good ally, which will be interesting. The face icon on each card. Yeah, we talked about the face icon of each card, right? That's winking. Drawing a card for each acceleration token could be great. Yes. But again, if I'm playing solo and I have 2 acceleration icons, like I'm not doing well at that point. Like it's not bad, but I'm probably going to lose soon. The new, the new aspect is the dangerous, unnerving part of this. Introducing a new aspect now when the library of other aspects compared to a new aspect is minuscule. We're already thinking they aren't going to support the new aspect to begin with. They would need to release an aspect card pack to build up the library. Again, worried it's a gimmick. I think that's fair. I think there's a better chance that it's a cycling 5th aspect. So like they have a pool aspect, and then let's say, I don't know. They do something crazy like have Kool-Aid Man. I don't know. Something that only a YouTuber's been begging for a long time. And they have like a Kool-Aid aspect, right? Or they do Howard the Duck and they have a Howard the Duck aspect, right? I could see it being gimmicky in that sense that like the 5th aspect can rotate. And I don't know if I would hate that, but I'd be okay with that. I'm not judging Deadpool's cards one way or another. Great card, by the way. I just can't imagine playing him more than once. Yeah. Do you play him just to make up for the acceleration tokens? I think you have to. So, I don't see a world right now where I play pool aspect with Deadpool solo and do well. I think you need to rethink the way you look at acceleration tokens in solo games for Deadpool. That is possible. But I think I'm gonna lose by the time I get the chance to relook at it. I want Kool-Aid aspect now. Hashtag Kool-Aid aspect. Good thing you're a 2-handed player now. They're doing actual 5th aspect instead of gimmick or cycling gimmick 5th aspects. I think that's fair. I don't think they can ever really do a true 5th aspect though. Because as it was stated before, no clue what's happening. I mean, I think states it perfectly. It's hard to build that library up. It's really hard. So I know that was the biggest concern I saw in my video, was just that people were worrying about like what the support would be for this. I would be shocked if it's continued to be supported. I would be shocked. Now, I've been wrong, so there's a chance. You never know. So yeah, so the montage, Cable, I think Cable is a pretty good signature ally. It ain't over. Again, I think this is a card you have to get early on. And I'm going to assume there's 2 of them in here. You are going to have to mulligan for this card super hard solo. Super hard. For sure. Maximum Effort is going to be a bonkers card. I think this is a good card for like a final push. Right? And I think that's why a lot of people are pushing towards rush strategy now. That you do rush, 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 rush. And then throw this out at the end. It's super nice. The reason we don't have a 5th aspect is they felt it wasn't unique enough. So I don't think we... Ultron with a bunch of acceleration tokens. I don't think so. I know, right? That's the thing. There's so many villains. Where you just can't. Like, and again, this is my biggest issue with this. Let's just go through the core box. All right. Do they not have... There we go. Okay. Acceleration tokens on break-in. That doesn't go well. That's not going to go well for you at all in this game. All right. Then for underground distribution, right? 2 increase for a 6th threat level. That's not going to go great. 2 for 8. At least that's better. That's going to be tough. Then with Ultron, 2 onto a 3. You're done for. You're going to have to hold off on this as long as you can, because then on Countdown to Oblivion, you're done. Like, just the core box alone, having an acceleration token is not great. Complaining enough with lack of usage of aspects before. I definitely don't want a 5th aspect. I'm fine with the pool getting 1 more support drop. The concept of high risk, high reward as an aspect is pretty unique, at least. I agree with that, yeah. Even if it ends up not being that viable, it's difficult to say until we see all the cards. Agreed. Agreed. Then if we went... Oh, wait. Oops, I just clicked on a button twice. All right, Crossbones. 2 onto Mount Ethna to out of a 3. Terrible, right? 2 out of a 6. Terrible. 2 out of a 5. Terrible. Crossbones is going to be rough. Then Absorbing Man's never really going to be hard, so I'm not even going to try to make that sound bad. Taskmaster is going to be fine, right? 2 out of 12 is fine. We should be able to handle that as solo. Zola, 2 out of 6. That's rough. 2 out of 8 is still kind of rough. And then Red Skull, 2 out of 8 while dealing with side schemes. Ugh. 2B is a lot better, though. It needs to find a way of taking them off. Like, imagine spelling acceleration tokens to do this ability. Yeah. Crossbones is rough. Yeah, but we'll go through a bunch of them. How many total cards are in each aspect? 250-ish. So 63 is about a quarter of the other aspect cards. It can't be a quarter already, though. There's no shot it's a quarter. I don't know how many cards there are. We'd have to actually look it up. Because they by that, in like a cycle, you would hit like that 250 amount then. I don't think that makes sense. We'd have to actually count it out. I don't know. I'm not good at speculating that. Not speculating. I'm not good at guessing. All right, Galaxy's Most Wanted. Drang. 3 for 8. That's rough. And you lose. Wait. There's a B, right? 2B. 3 for 8 again. That's rough. And it starts off on a 4. That's rough. Collector. 2 for 10. That's not terrible. You can make do with that. This is going to be a little rough, but should be all right. Nebula. 1 and plus whatever the ship icon is. That's going to be a little rough. And then Ronin, forget about it. Ronin's going to be a 3 for out of 7. And then a 3 for 10. I don't see Deadpool beating Ronin. Ebony Maw, 2 out of 6. And 2 out of 9, that's fine. 2 out of 9 is fine. I don't know how this is going to work with tower defense. Not 100% sure how that would work. Mini factions, they were a little limited. They were super fun. Oh, that's good to know. I don't know if people don't I wouldn't say I would dislike the new aspect. I just want it to be supportive. It's going to be a true 5th aspect. Imagine a hand size 6 for Hulk. I know I could throw away more cards. Was pure card draw? That would be great. Given all the info in the intro of player side schemes, this box and cycle are clearly multi-oriented compared to the spider cycle, which is fine. Yes. And to be fair too, like the X-Men cycle I know was team-oriented, but there's a lot of good solo heroes in there for sure. I think they expect you to play him where you're absolutely never an alter ego and the villain activates. I would say that, and they expect you to play him in larger games. Because acceleration icons on a 4-player game like is not that big of a deal, or it's not as big of a deal, I should say. But yeah, I have to figure out, I have to think about how this would work with the main scheme of tower defense with that. Thanos, that's gonna be rough. Doable, but rough. Hela's gonna be fine. That won't matter. And Loki will be rough, probably. But Loki's just rough in general. Early access to acceleration tokens, the same man villain main scheme. The force response to first player will be rough as hell. Wait, let's look at that. Let's look at the Sandman. Did I just not click on encounter cards? Or no, it's just messed up. 1 out of 9 after an acceleration token is placed on this scheme, deal 3 interact. I forgot about that. That is rough. Oh my god. Sandman and Deadpool are not going to mix well. Playstyle is lose your first game and win your second game go around. That is the new meta. Did they say when this pack is dropping? It is dropping with X23 in November. So it is dropping with that. And then also you can try to go to eBay then and get your OP cards. So that's really fun too. 6 hand side and the Hulk. I know. That is going to be awesome. All right, 2 out of 10 for Venom. I don't think that'll be too bad. Venom won't be too bad. Mysterio is going to be rough. 2 out of 8. 2 out of 9 with a start of 3 is going to... Sinister 6? I think it's going to be rough. I think it's going to be really rough for Sinister 6. And then Venom Goblin's Venom Goblin. Venom Goblin's just going to be hard. Fixes him entirely, in my opinion. Do you think there will ever be more Spider-Man expansions? I think there will be. I think there's too much for them not to go back on eventually. I think they just wanted to split it up and do it a little bit. I also find it interesting that this card has 1 cost. I don't know why. I find that interesting. Especially since the attack has none. And usually, in the past, the attack card has more than the thwart card. Right? When you think of like 3 for 7 attack or 2 for 4 thwarting. It's kind of interesting. Okay, this is, yeah, this card is fire. Is still a bonkers art design. Like, seriously, kudos to them on this design. I think it's phenomenal. But as I was pointing out before, the force response, if you draw up and you get this card in your hand, then you have to take a damage. And if you have tough on, done. Also get Queen Carry and Ingenuity on the table for Hulk, and there's your 2 resources to make his hand size 6. Yeah, the problem is just getting the timing right with that. A flying solo side scheme that can move acceleration tokens onto it. That'd be nice. Be really nice. Arm to the Teeth. When I first read this card, I still don't... I guess we'll have to see what the other weapons are. But like, I still don't get the full purpose of this card. So after you play Arm to the Teeth, search your collection for 1 weapon upgrade from any aspect and attach it face down here. Okay, that's fine. Then you exhaust it to swap this card with the weapon upgrade you control. So if you have to put like what, 3 in there, I guess the idea is that you can cycle out 3 or 4 weapons, I guess is what you would do. Also, this card to add 2 makes those low schemes much more doable. Yes, as long as it doesn't flip. It makes it doable until it flips, and then you lose that, and now you're stuck with a bunch of acceleration tokens with that card not being there. Helps avoid restricted. I mean, you still only have 2, right? Because you can't use the other ones face down. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of grabbing it, right? Like, you still need to have a weapon that you control, right? So, like, you still need to put a weapon in play. Don't let it flip. Okay. Like, okay. I wish I could always do that on command, but that's still, like, how majority of solo players lose, is the main scheme popping. Arm to the teeth, though, like, you still have to put a weapon upgrade out in play, right? And I guess you could say that, like, you put any weapon, like a cheap one, out in play, and then you flip it with that one. I guess that's a way of doing it, right? So you get a cheap weapon upgrade out there, and then you could flip it with a more expensive weapon upgrade. I guess that could make it a lot more doable, a lot more interesting. Huh. And Deadpool's katana, I was not very hyped about this. It'll be interesting to see if they're both the same or if one's different, like Drax's knives, right? Like, one is one and one is the other. So that'd be interesting. But yeah, I think overall with these cards, like I said, I think it's gonna be tough solo. Multiplayer is gonna make a lot of sense. Yeah. Plasma pistol. You reset charges on your weapons, I guess. That's a good point too, Ranger. I didn't think about that. You probably would reset. Huh. So you guys use this back. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point that you'd be able to swap that back. I didn't even think about that, but that would make sense. That would be interesting. Thank God you're annoying. Says collection instead of deck. That's Spartan. You're on to something there. That's a good point. After you play Arm to the Teeth, search your collection for one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're right. This isn't from your deck. Because it says after you play an Arm to Teeth, search your collection for one weapon upgrade from any aspect. I think you're right. I think I was reading that wrong the entire time. I think it's literally any weapon. Yeah. Can't be a basic weapon. That's fair. Because it's not an aspect, technically. Your whole box of cards. That's interesting. Oh god, I'm gonna need to like shuffle through all my cards all the time. I'm so lazy. Pull out Venom's multigun. Okay, Venom's multigun's not an aspect. And then you can exhaust to swap your card attached here. So again, I guess yeah, interesting. That's interesting. After you play Arm to the Teeth, search your collection for one upgrade from any aspect. So you couldn't search for his katanas. Then you exhaust Arm to the Teeth, swap the card attached here with a weapon upgrade you control. So you couldn't put his own katanas on here. I bet there's an amazing pool weapon. Oh yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be something bonkers weird. So I guess that's what you would do, right? Well, so you can't get the katanas this way. The rifle from Justice Aspect, Sonic Rifle. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Late Night. I think that's a really good one. And then if you can put out a cheap card there and flip it back in and out. That's interesting. I really hope we end up with this card. Or this weapon. Whatever this is. I want that. Sonic Rifle, hand cannon, yeah. I think Venom should be an aspect. So they're going to be more aspect weapons? Probably down the road, yeah. There was no Deadpool pistols? No. There was not. There was not. And I don't... Unless Deadpool's pistol is like the other upgrade weapon, I think it's all accounted for. So, for example, all right. Cable's 1 out of 15, right? If you're looking at the cards. Godslayer, Handcan, Yarnborn, and Sonic Rifles. The squirt gun and the pool cards, that'd be hilarious. Deadpool forgot his pistols in the other bag. That's true. All right, so we have 1 out of 15. Then there's the 2, which is only going to be one of these cards because the 3 is maximum effort. It's probably going to be 3, 4 maximum effort. Or no, probably 3, 4, 5 maximum effort. 6, 7 is Yoo-hoo. 8 is montage. And it might be 8, 9 montage. 10 we saw. 10 is arms to the teeth. 11 is Deadpool katana. 12 is probably Deadpool katana. 13 is it ain't over. I'm going to assume 14 is it ain't over as well. No, wait. That means there's only one of those. So 13. And then this card's file would probably be 14, 15. Oh, I didn't think about that. So it ain't over. There's only going to be one. So if you pop and lose this card, that's rough. Oof. Okay. Huh. Or if Deadpool's katana is only one upgrade. But that'd be weird. 12 would be Deadpool's pistols. Deadpool must have pistols. It could be, for sure. I could see it being that. But the way that they worded it in the article has me thinking it's going to be 2. All right, so he's also armed to the teeth, so he can find any weapon he needs at a time and swap it with one of his trusty katanas. So it makes me think there's going to be 2 katanas. $12 will be Deadpool pistol. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, there's also plasma pistols and pulse grenades. Pulse grenades are basic, though, aren't they? Basic is technically not an aspect. So I don't think they would count. Same with plasma pistols. Let's look at weapons. Okay, so we can pick all of them. Trait. Is it just weapon? Let's just search all of them. Okay, so a Valkyrie card. Drax, Star-Lord. Okay, so this one is Energy Spear, which is an ally, right? So it doesn't work. What's this one? Oh, that's Energy Spear. Then there's Godslayer, which could work. Hand Cannon, which could work, right? Hand Cannon could be one that works well. Hand Cannon could actually make a lot of sense for Deadpool. When your hero makes a basic attack, exhaust Hand Cannon, remove 1 charge counter, your hero gets +2 and overkill. Hand Cannon as like a card to pull in, actually I think makes a lot of sense for Deadpool. I think that could work well. His pistols could shoot off acceleration tokens. All right, Yarnborn. I think Yarnborn is all right. Laser Blaster. Sword Guardian Ally. Never mind. Venom is the plasma pistol, which is basic. Basic is pulse grenade. And Justice Sonic Rifles. Yeah, there's only a couple options. But yeah, Hand Cannon I would say is the one that makes the most sense. And then Sonic Rifle as well. I think those two make a lot of sense for him. Can you attach a weapon to arm to the teeth multiple times? So it's a response after you play arm to the teeth, search your collection. So it's after you play arm to the teeth. So you play it only once. So you would only search your collection for one upgrade once for arm to the teeth and attach it face down there. Then you would exhaust this card to swap it from there with another one that's in control. So it could get another card underneath it and be used several times, like rotate cards in and out. But there's only one card you'd be able to bring in. It's a card that will get better over time. Yeah, I agree, BB. Hero specific weapon. It says a hero. No. So it says search your collection for one weapon upgrade from any aspect. Hero cards are not aspect cards, so that would not work. Need a card off guard to get rid of it. Actually, this card getting caught off guard wouldn't be terrible. It actually would be kind of interesting. You could swap the one you bring in, but will there be 2 of that one? Wait. What are you saying, Lightning? You could swap the one you bring in, but there'll be 2 of that one. Play it multiple times, get a few weapons. Yeah. One card each time you play it. Where does the cover card go when the upgrade is discarded for some reason? It would go to a discard pile. Generally speaking, so if you pull the card in and this went to your discard pile, then the one underneath it should also go into discard pile. 2 arms to the teeth? Wait, did we say there would be 2? I'm already forgetting. Deadpool was 11. What was 9? 6, 7, 8. Did we see what 9 was? I'm going to say 9 is the second montage. I'm going to say there's only 1 arm to the teeth. But there could be 2. There could for sure be 2. It's very rare that they only that they show the second one in a set. I can't remember the last time it's happened. I think it has happened once. But like, for example, with like 14 out of 15, it's very rare that they would show 15 and this card also be 14 and 15. If you know what I mean. I think it has happened once or twice, but it's very rare. Are swapping and attaching different? Energy Spear can only attach to a guardian, but this swaps. Yeah, but it would have to be attached to you to begin with, right? So exhaust this to swap the card attached here with the weapon upgrade you control. I don't know if you control like an ally attachment card. And I guess if you did it the other way, it would still like, I think it's a constant effect, right? So hold on, wait. We can answer this fast. Hold on. So with Energy Spear, since this is up here, it's a constant effect. So it has to be attached to a guardian ally. So it's not like a response or anything like that. It's a constant thing. It has to be attached to a guardian ally. Do the numbers on the card match the numbers in the parentheses on the site? They don't. They're actually way off. Oh, wait. No. Which one was off? Arm to the teeth was 9. Yeah, so this is the one thing that can give you hope with that, right? It says arm to the teeth is 9 and the katanas are 10. But 10 is also arm to the teeth. So I think there's just a mistake made. So usually you could look at, but like, and also this card is fire is ranked as number 12, or no, listed as number 12 and it's number 14. Like 12 is something else. No, we didn't see 12. It would be like Deadpool's katana. And then something, yeah, like and then 13 was it ain't over. So it's just like, it's not right, in my opinion. Or it's just really all over the place. Maybe the numbers are just like mixed up, which wouldn't be like off base for it. So what's the wombo combo you could do with this card as fire? The wombo combo is honestly, you make a final push with maximum effort, right? Let's say you had endurance and full life. So you have 12 life. I would use maximum effort to deal 11 damage and then play this card as fire for another 11 damage. You could do 22 damage with 5 cards then. As long as you get this card as fire and maximum effort, you could do 11 or 22 damage very easily. Because you have a 5 hand size, right? Just want to make sure. Yeah, you have 5 hand size. This is why you don't outsource your writing to chat GPT. Can we look at the pool cards again? Yeah, absolutely. So make this article and they still messed it up. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Why it's off like that. It's very weird. And like, I don't know. And to be fair, there could be some of it is that like Deadpool's katana is like 11 and 5. or something. You know, it could be like weird stuff like that too. So I'm not gonna give him too hard of a time about it. But yeah, those 5 you could basically attack for 2 and exhaust, and then do 22. Yeah, that's actually true too. One of those events too, so kind of easy to do 22 damage, right? Yeah, you have to time your flip down, right? Because as we discussed earlier, you don't want to flip down much to Wade. Plus symbiote suit for 42 damage. Symbiote suit's gonna be interesting with this. I know a lot of people are bringing it up. It will be very interesting to see how people will get this to work. I think it can work very well for sure. I know I'm gonna be like a little scared to play it, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. Attack is a stat 1.5. Oh my god. Then I have to start buying half tokens. But Rangon's right. If you team this up with symbiote suit, you're doing massive damage then. Symbiote suit with endurance and then destroy? Yeah. Is pool a new aspect? Yes. Is it officially a fifth? It is officially now a 5th aspect. It buys them token, makes them, you'll buy them? Well, I mean, yeah. Also, friendly reminder to everyone, make sure you join the new Discord. If you haven't yet, make sure you do that. For YouTube, it's down in the description. For Twitch, I think it pops up every now and again on the screen. Venom pool? God, that'd be so nice. Okay, so I promised. Let's get into the actual pool aspect, right? Because I think we went through Deadpool a pretty good amount. Overall, again, I still have worries with him being solo. I think rush strategy is going to make the most sense with him. I think arm to the teeth is now a little more interesting than what I thought it was before. So I think that could be interesting. And if they keep doing more weapons, I think that's cooler. It makes the card better overall. It makes him better overall. This card is fire and maximum effort. I think pair well together. We'll see how that pairs with endurance and symbiote suit. I think that could be really interesting. It ain't over. It looks like there's only one of them, which is a little rough, and that has me a little worried. Thank you for the follow, Spartan. I appreciate it. That has me a little worried. And yeah, I'm still just worried about the acceleration token thing, but we'll see. But I do think people are saying rush is the best strategy with him. I do agree with that. The YouTube money buys them all. Oh yeah, I'm really crushing it. Every now and again, I'll show my money stats, and it's pretty impressive. Let me tell you. New Spider-Woman token for the 5th aspect? Yes, I'm sure they'll do it. Hopefully there will be a Chimichanga base pool card with some ridiculous weapon, like a bazooka. Oh my god, yes, that'd be hilarious. I hope they do have some fun with that set. All right, so pool set. Let's talk about pool set a little bit, because while this is, I think if they just had Deadpool as the announcement, this is a very like meh announcement, like very meh for me personally. I think the fact that they're willing to do a 5th aspect is huge in this game. I think it opens the door to more stuff down the road that they could do with things, doing different like 5th aspect, like rotating them off and whatnot. I think there's some interesting things, but I think there is some hesitation that's here with, will they continue to support this aspect? Is who knows. And I think that's rough. Okay, right. Captain, off to bed. Take care. Appreciate you hanging out. Tomorrow, just FYI, for those if you're gonna be hanging out tomorrow, we're live streaming Marvel Champions. Wait, I just read Deadpool properly. I'm never playing pool cards based on that. I never want to see him on the table. Pool cards by themselves or pool and Deadpool mixed together? Can you Vivian Deadpool? Wait. Wish they would have teased the next wave. I agree. I'm actually shocked that they didn't like slightly announce it, but I think they think this is the biggest thing that they've done in a long time, which isn't far off from the truth. Can you Vivian Deadpool? Oh, Dreadpool. Yeah, we'll get into Dreadpool in a second. Yeah. X-Men theme also, right? Yes. What do you mean by Vivian Dreadpool? Oh, Vivian her. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Which one is it? This one? After Vivian enters play, choose an attachment non-elite minion. Is Dreadpool elite? Hold on, really quick. We're going to skip ahead for a hot second. No, he's elite. So you can't do it. He's elite. It has to be a non-elite minion. Some bonkers and cards in there. Yeah, since they didn't even show the rest of the pool cards, kind of like a one-pack announcement. Loki Nemesis. Nightcrawler, Magic, Bishop, Iceman, Emma Frost, Jubilee. Those are my predictions. I would agree with most of them, as long as it's X Factor. The only reason being is because I have a bet on that. Okay, so let's talk about pool cards, right? Because this was the big meat of the announcement, the big thing that happened. Dog Pool. I just don't see a world where Dog Pool gets played that much solo. I really don't. 3014, readies and toughness. Okay, the ready and tough part, really strong, right? Really good. With no consequential damage, really good. When defeated, 1 damage to enemy, that's fine. The acceleration icon, like, I just don't see that being a good thing, right? I just don't see that being solid. Anything else is a bonus? I love Professor X. Yeah, Professor X won't happen. I put money on Professor X won't happen. I really want Jubilee and Emma Frost. Beast, I'm whatever about. Bishop, I think would be really cool. I think Iceman could be cool. So I think, all right. So Dogpool, I don't think he's great. I don't think this is a great ally. I think this is a weird one to show off. Just don't think it's gonna be solid. Healing Factor, I think, is going to be the biggest card. And if there's other large cards like this in the pool deck, I think this is where we were all wrong about pool not being great. Because it is a 3-cost upgrade. Max 1 per player's superpower. After the player phase begins, exhaust Healing Factor. Heal 2 damage from your identity. That's massive. That's a massive card. Yeah, and there's too many males to get in. Head pool, maybe. Are there going to be resource doublers for pool? I would assume so. They probably just wouldn't preview that. So I think Healing Factor is going to be a massive card for pool deck. I think it's going to make a lot of sense. I think this is like one of the big cards to get out there. Head pool. So I like head pool. I like the idea of head pool because 3 costs, 2, 1, 1, 1. The only thing that stinks about this is if you get a card where it's just like deal 1 damage to all your allies, like that's rough. So Chimichangas would be a perfect resource doubler. They should. So after head pool attacks and damages a minion, that minion attacks another enemy of your choice. This isn't restricted to non-elite minions. So this could be a very strong minion that's out there that has villainous, right? Now can be an attacker for you. This could be like an actual really bonkers good card as long as you can keep it alive. I also think Forge has a chance. Just a small one or Sunspot. A Sunspot, I don't think so. Forge, maybe. I really want Magneto as a hero. They won't do it. I don't think they will. Unless they can come back to it later, but Amplify Icon is practically nothing. Agreed. Amplify Icon all day. That's fine. I'm fine with Amplify all day. That's not bad. That's not bad. Barely a scratch. Solid reference. I think this is an interesting card. 0 cost event when you would take any mad damage for an attack. Prevent 1 for damage for each of these bad things in play. So it's up to 1. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 different things. So it could be a lot that it works for, right? It could be a lot that it kind of saves you on. Magneto Heroes coming that wave. I'll do another bet with you, NTQ, that does not happen. So I think it's not a bad card, but again, it's kind of like offsetting already like bad things that are happening with you all the time. So Hey, how's it going? Still didn't get a notification. I think you secretly blocked me. Including him, Josh. It's a long shot. Deadpool is nasty. One attack to take tough off. Oh, wait. And then you get this. Yeah. Hey, Ghost Age, how's it going? Do you think these pink is a sign of Gwenpool? No. I don't. I think they just couldn't do red, and I think Deadpool is okay with pink. 4 damage at the start of each turn. You'll be bonkers. I do like the idea of playing the pool deck with Wolverine. So yeah, barely scratch. I think it's a neat card, but I still think it's gonna be a rough card. I got this. Again, like the problem with the pool deck overall is that you need mass chaos to be happening all the time, and in solo you don't want that to happen. That's gonna be really rough. I think Gwenpool will be an ally in pool. I think you're right with that, Growl. Yeah, I would agree with that. Is abbreviated the pool hints at Gwenpool a bit. I would be very happy. I don't know how they get her in, but I'd be very happy with a Gwenpool deck for sure. Live Dangerously. This is the first player size scheme where I'm going, no thank you. No thank you. I do not want this. Barely scratch reduces for each, so it could block 5 or more damage from multiple accelerations. Yeah, but if I have 5 accelerations, I'm done. But no, I agree. It could be good. It could be good if a lot of bad things are happening. But yes, you're 100% correct. Live Dangerously, I just don't see me ever playing this card. I just don't. I don't think the trade-off is good enough. The crisis is what stinks for me on this one. You can't leave and play for long. Yeah. I think with like Shadowcat, it's interesting. But yeah. Two cards? Yeah. I don't know if that's worth it for 2 cards. For the Mysterio modular. The highest I've seen is 4 acceleration tokens, and that was 3 player and only once. I can't imagine a game going to 5+. Yeah. Take all side schemes of Mysterio's modular Shadow's pool.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Greatest icon in the world of acceleration tokens is bonkers. Live Dangerously, not worth it. There's better strategies for massive card draw. Yeah. Just realized Cable can get this. Yeah. You're right. For Cable, this makes sense. Should have a reward for defeating it. Yeah. Like it would have been nice if it would have been nice if this was like a 0 and it's like a 6 or something, and you get like a permanent 1 hand size for like the rest of the game or something. I don't know. Maybe more than that. All right, so then Cut Upper is another card, which is pretty solid, right? It's actually a pretty solid card. 3 cost, deal 5 damage to an enemy, stun that enemy. Is emotionally unstable. Then you have to read in the encounter deck. Yes. So you have to put Dreadpool into the encounter deck, which is rough. Okay, so Cut Upper, I think it's pretty decent, right? 3 cost, 5 damage, and stun. I think that's pretty good, pretty solid. The only thing that stinks is you can only put 1 in per deck, which is a little weird. This is like the one like weird thing about this deck is that it's just going to be 1 per deck, right? Same with Get Ragey, 0 cost event, ready an ally. The ally gets +1 attack until the end of phase. Again, only 1 per deck, which is a little weird, but sure, that's fine. I do like that they improved upon this. Not my responsibility. I like this card. 0 cost event. When any amount of threat would be placed on a scheme, you or your ally takes it as damage instead. This is nice because with your ally, since it's not a cost arrow, I think even if they have 1 hit point, you could do like 10 damage on them or whatever, right? Make him an ally in pool. Play with Deadpool is versus Sandman. No, thank you. Yeah, 1 deck is inconsistent. think it'll be great for Spider-Woman. I do think it makes sense for Spider-Woman. I do think you're right. And Warlock. Does anyone even use Great Responsibility? None of us are responsible. That's why. But yeah, so I think if you took a ton of damage, you could put all that damage on your ally that only has 1 hit point left. I think. Deadpool is S tier. Ooh. Just played against Salmon, so we could ban Sand and Pool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Typing boost Salmon starting. Alright, so Get Good. I do think it's funny that they're doing this. This is basically just a Ronin card. Reduce the cost to play Get Good if you did not win your previous game of Marvel Champion, so we'll be playing this for free a lot. When a player would be defeated, set their hit point dial to 1 and change their alter ego instead. Remove this card from the game. I think this is pretty cool. You can't even die? That ain't the problem in solo. Dying is rarely my problem in solo. Gamora could use some of these as well. Yes, but this is the issue, is this card. Because, as ridiculous as it may seem, the pool aspect really is the game's 5th aspect. This means any hero can make use of it, including those cards from multiple aspects in the deck. However, there's a catch. When you play a game of Marvel Champions, if at least one player is using the pool aspect, then a copy of Crisis of Infinite Deadpool is shuffled in the encounter deck. We don't know if this is, if using the pool aspect counts as using a card from the pool aspect, or if you have to be the pool aspect. We don't know what that is yet. Should have had you reveal Get Good. I know. They should have mocked me with it. Shadows 2 Electric Poolaloo. So this is like the big issue, right? Is pulling this card. So you reveal, set aside Dreadpool minion and Dreadful Deed side scheme. Shuffle the rest of the set aside Dreadpool encounter cards into the encounter deck. So there's going to be 6 other cards in there. All right. So Dreadpool. 2/2/3. Dreadpool engages the first player. This is... Okay. Deal Dreadpool to the player who defeated him as a face-down encounter card. So Dreadpool can never, ever, 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 as far as we know, be defeated. Right? Could never be defeated. It's a new shadow, and Dreadpool never goes away. You're just gonna keep getting him. Over and over and over. And on top of that, Dreadful Deeds, when it comes in, place 2 threat here for each player who controls 1 or more pink cards, right? So probably 4 threat, as long as you have 1 pink card, right? And you're playing solo. Wait, Dreadpool believes the only way to end his suffering is to kill every being in all of the multiverse. Okay. And 1 acceleration token isn't the worst thing in the world. He keeps coming back, but Thor. Is there any and ignores enemy text like this? Chat came up with Vivian, but he's elite, so Vivian wouldn't work. By the way, Crisis of Infinite Deadpool is a great comic. That's good. I haven't read that. So yeah, this is the problem with the pool deck. From what we've seen from pool deck, I don't see cards that are good enough to justify dealing with this. I really don't. That the being forced to put in Crisis of Infinite Deadpools. If he wasn't elite, mind control, yeah. Thor loves him? Yeah. I don't think Thor will love all the bad icons, but yeah. Alright, so then Anti-Regenerative Ray, which is kind of interesting. It's +1 attack. Attached to the Dreadpool, otherwise to the villain. When attached character attacks a non-villain character. Okay, when attached character attacks a non-villain character, treat that attacker's character's text box as if it were blank, except for traits, until the end of the attack. So then you could spend 1 of each resource to attach this card to your identity. So it's kind of interesting that it could work the other way, and you could get it. It's niche, but you could mind control him. Can you? I don't think mind control works. Attached to a non-elite minion. You can't mind control him. Always go to the first player regardless of who defeats him. Defeat person gets encounter. Flip gives to the first player. Yeah. It's how you could pass them around in a multiplayer game, right? So in a multiplayer game, it's so that the one person doesn't get stuck with them over and over and over. Unless it's the person who defeated them. What hero are you most excited for? Poll again? We could do that in a little bit. Oh, you mean after? Oh. Yeah, we could do that again. The problem is the poll needs to have more than 4 or 5 choices. Thinks Valk is the GOAT. Rogue sucks and Ant-Man is an S tier. So I think it's bad for Solo. I bet he's amazing. It's possible. Okay. And then Pool Eyes. Treat attached ally as pool minion with a blind text box. Attached minion scheme is equal to the printed thwart, and it does not take consequential damage. Attach the ally with the highest cost without Pool Eyes attached to it. We've seen cards like this, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not great. More than 4 or 5 choices, I can't. YouTube won't let me. When I get my own Sharpie and cover the part that talks about ignoring the zeros on his card. Right? He just swings for a ton. This guy gonna drop a vid. Being like Deadpool is actually perfect. Hey man, if he can figure it out, I mean, if anyone can figure it out, it's probably him. So 2 polls maybe. If they both would show up in people's things, I would. That's the only issue, is they don't always show up. So yeah, I would say with the pool cards, we just don't know enough at this point. Is my biggest thing. We just don't know enough. There has to be bonkers cards in there. I feel like there has to be bonkers cards in there to justify Dreadpool. Because what we have seen right now, I don't think the trade-off makes sense for getting Dreadpool. Right? The deck is already kind of punishing enough with the amount of icons you want it to have, that adding basically another shadow card in there is not ideal. I think it's pretty rough. So I'm hoping that, because, you know, we have so many that we don't know about yet. I'm hoping, because we don't know about them yet, that it'll actually make a lot more sense later on. So I think it's fine. So overall, Deadpool, I think it's good. I think he's good. I think thinking about him more as a rush hero makes a lot of sense. I think overall Deadpool is an interesting mechanic. I don't know. Again, I don't know how he's going to be solo, but we'll see. And I think the pool deck, hopefully the biggest concern that we were talking about it was that will they support the pool aspect moving forward? Who knows? I kind of doubt it, to be honest. I don't know how much more they will. Hopefully they do, but I don't know. And I hope that they end up having really bonkers cards in there to justify Dreadpool. That's my other worry. Is Dreadpool, I think, is a little bit punishing for what the pool aspect is. Deadpool is the Ferrari Marvel Champions. Your engine deck or a strategy character ability will lose you the game. That's fair. What you playing tonight? Nothing tonight. So you should love him. Deadpool announced onto us going waiting for the next expansion box announcement since we're never satisfied. Agreed, Joshy. Agreed. And it's going to be X Factor. So who needs more since Deadpool is here and Hulk is the strongest one there is? We all do. We have a problem. Pink is my favorite color, so I'm going to main the pool aspect. DP and X23 in November. When are Angel and Psylocke? September? That's a good question. Ghost Rider greater than Daredevil? Agreed. Psylocke releases 9/22, so September 22nd. Hulk would live dangerously. God. We are going to try that, though. We are for sure going to try that. That's going to be the first things we do. The only reaction video stream currently out. It's not in a rude way. Sorry. It's not rude at all. The reason being is because Nelson's at Gen Con and Josh is a functional human being that does things with his life, and I don't. That's really how. Past that, I don't know if anyone else has a video yet. Yo, but true talk for a second, I was panicking I wouldn't be first on this. I was like, this is the one time I have nothing to do, or I did everything I had to do in the morning, and I was like, I need to be doing something with this. All right, hold on, wait. Where was today? Oh no, there. Wait. So there's me. There's Nelson Short, a German one, which is cool. I didn't know there was a German channel about that, so that's cool. Here's another one that's a short. Palamara Champions. I don't know if it's Spanish or Portuguese. Champions and Beyond, their little announcement thing. And yeah, that's it. I'm surprised All You Can Board didn't do it yet. What is this? What am I looking at here? What is this? And that's it. It's wild. It is kind of wild. I think we'll get Punisher eventually too. At some point. I think Daredevil, when Daredevil drops, it's going to be huge. Deadpool Treachery is mandatory. Will your pool decks have fewer basics and more aspects to offset the penalty? So since the Dreadpool Treachery is mandatory, will you pool cards have fewer basics and more aspects to offset the penalty? Would it? I don't think it makes a difference if there's more pool cards or more basic cards. Quick game with some marbles? Pass. It better be street level. That's a lot of people say. I'm cool with the new pool aspect, but they need to do a pool cycle to get more cards and then be done with it. I'm also not too big with the sixth aspect. I think a sixth aspect, like 4 or 5 years from now, makes sense. Right? Like, it took 4 or 5 years, I guess, now at this point. 4 years? 4 or 5 years. To get to a fifth aspect. I think if you did that same exact thing again for a sixth, I don't think that's terrible. But it does depend on a lot on how this aspect goes, for sure. Daredevil with his new aspect blindness, player has to play their game with eyes shut. And when they use this new aspect, they learn how to read in Braille. That would be a good life skill to learn, so. You aren't going to include more bad cards just because using the good cards comes with a consequence. Playing Drax pool to the end of time. I can see your future marbles. A pool keeps winning. Yeah. For sure will. Should do a pool. Yeah, that's Deadpool's out. Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer, Magneto, Human Torch. That would be interesting. I think Daredevil, Ghost Rider. I don't know if I would do Fantastic Four in general. 6 cycles is the way to look at it. Yeah. That makes more sense, BB. 10 more aspects just make the game complicated as possible. Arm to the Teeth got me excited. It got me more excited the second time we read through it. I think I was misunderstanding it the first time. Imagine drawing Dreadpool, the first game and having them all game. Sharp, we won't even have to imagine that. That's going to happen in 90% of my pool playthroughs. This is going to be a thing that happens all the time. Moon Knight will be up there. When you draw Infinite Crisis, you scoop, then you get the pool card for free. Since you lost your last game. It's true. Thor pool. I think I do, and you all are right. There will be some fun things they'll be able to mess around with the new pool aspect for. But I do think it needs to be supported. Hopefully it is. We'll see. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see too in the coming days, weeks, whatever, if the hype buildup is a little bit greater. That's the only thing. Because like I said early on, I think that the hype was a little down. And that could be for a multitude of reasons. So it'll be interesting to see if the hype increases a bit. Can Arms to the Teeth grab any weapon? No, it could grab any weapon a part of an aspect. And it's only a handful of cards. No shot they release more pink cards. I think when they release Gwenpool, there's gonna be more. And then when they release Kool-Aid Man and we have a Kool-Aid aspect, I will not play anything else. It's just gonna be Kool-Aid Man, Kool-Aid aspect all day, every day. This channel will just be rebranded. Domino Pool, the ultimate gambler. Ooh. They release a bunch of pooled heroes as allies. That'd be cool. It'd be interesting if they do a Deadpool spinoff. The opportunity is there for it. Iron Man Pool, because what he needs is more issues while he sets. Cool and Pool. I like that. Raymond, trademark that now. Am I the only one who's proxied their own Kool-Aid Man cards? I'm jealous of that. Maybe there's a Deadpool permanent setup card they're holding from us? Maybe. I don't know if it'd be in this kit though, because we already saw number 1. It's still 15 cards. Swimming pool. I think besides Kool-Aid Man, Howard the Duck should have his own aspect too. I think that's what we really need. The duck aspect. Did we ever get a custom hero stream after the stream? You checked them out? No, I still haven't gotten them printed. Been busy. I need to get them printed out though. We need to do them for sure. I feel bad that I haven't yet, but did they do Kool-Aid Man fan made? I think this is a fan made Kool-Aid Man. There is Quack Fu. That was a thing in the comics. That's amazing. Duck Fu. Suppose they haven't at least dropped Howard as an ally by now. Yeah. Yeah. The problem is like, okay, Howard the Duck makes sense for like my generation and older. I think for the youths, they don't really know what Howard the Duck is. Do the custom stream on Tabletop Simulator? Yeah. Maybe. I hate Tabletop Simulator. I really do. Have they dropped the encounter sets from the hero packs? I don't remember seeing any from this cycle. I don't know. I don't think so. Jeff the Land Shark hero. I don't think they did. Besides, like, the main enemy, right? No, not encounter cards. There's no encounter cards talked about yet. Never heard of Howard the Duck until the end of, I can't remember if it was Deadpool or one of the Guardians movies. Guardian movie. It's the first one when they put Howard the Duck at the end. And everyone got hyped for Howard the Duck. And they were like, oh wait, people actually want this? And then they let down the fan base. That, I believe that was where the MCU went wrong. A lot of people have different opinions on like this and that and political stuff and whatever. No. What the MCU did wrong was they showed Howard the Duck and they thought it would just be like a haha funny joke. And they got people way too hyped for Howard the Duck and they didn't know what to do. Because a Howard the Duck movie would be too bonkers good, just like the first Howard the Duck movie. So. Design Howard's determination aspect homebrew. I wonder if they just took his. I watched Guardians 3 last night. It was pretty good. I liked it. Thought it was the second best one. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I don't think that's a part of it. Is it on Disney Plus? It should be by now. You're right. Teasing Howard the Duck without payoff was a major misstep. Yeah, it was the beginning of the end for the MCU, in my opinion. Hype for Howard the Duck, but no one's gonna be. Whoa. There will be at least one streamer who plays a ton of Howard the Duck. The first Howard the Duck movie is a masterpiece and refuses to accept any other opinion. There is no other opinion. There is the truth, which Howard the Duck is a masterpiece of a movie, and then there's just straight up lies. What is the rating on Howard the Duck? It's gotta be good, right? Oh, yeah. The rating on this is bonkers good. It's a 4.7. Doesn't get much better than that. Phenomenal. There's Tim Robbins in it. What more do you want? Hold on. Rotten Tomatoes. This is the one that really matters. Look at that. It's brilliant scores. It's brilliant. Brilliant movie. They tease Adam War, Lord, big ones cramming him into GG3. It would be me. I love Howard on shrooms. Oh my god. 4 out of 7 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah. All the good movies are in the 4s or the 5s. True, but another serious misstep. No rematch between Hulk and Thanos and Endgame. Didn't Howard the Duck have like an adult scene for that time? Yeah, it was not meant for the youths at all. It was not. I should not have watched that. Like it gets weird. It gets weird. Like really weird. Some really weird stuff. It's gotta be good. Narrator, it wasn't. It's gotta be the Ron Howard narrator voice from Arrested Development. It holds up questionably. Yeah, it's not great. That's why everyone wanted in the MCU. The Juggernaut main scheme and Deadpool's constant acceleration tokens. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. It's gonna be a little rough. Now I'm just upset that the final hero wasn't Gwenpool or Howard the Duck. Did Kool-Aid-Man ever have a movie? Now I moved on in my life to, because now that we knew it was gonna be Deadpool, we knew what Deadpool's main mechanic was gonna be. There's like less to talk about with it. What's the next cycle gonna be? Kool-Aid-Man. Oh yeah, TV show. Huh. Interesting. It's rated 3 out of 7. Fun fact. I'm checking Reddit again because I want to see if anyone finally got hyped for this, and no one did. Between Howard the Duck and Back to the Future, I have a crush on what's her name now. Got hyped for what? Deadpool? No, I'm getting hyped for Howard the Duck now. I moved on. The name's not important. Can't check Reddit. They're all out with their girlfriends. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, wait. And he has Star Wars co-op LCG and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles co-op LCG. I was watching a bit of the stream of Star Wars was Unleashed, the new trading card game. Still not for me. I still can't get over that art. I cannot get over that art. What other brands would be good LCGs? I still think they should do Pokemon LCG. I don't know how it would work. I'm just an idea guy. I'm back. How did the poll turn out? On Twitch, the poll was pretty excited, kind of excited, very excited, not really. On YouTube, it was very excited, kind of excited, pretty excited, not really, I think. Any of y'all hype for Earthborn Rangers? I'm sure there are people here. It was not me. If they create another Star Wars game, I'm going to be mad. Unlimited. Unleashed was a video game. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Heading off. All right. Take care, Joshy. King's Dilemma. King's Dilemma is fun. King's Dilemma is a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. It's a really good game. It lives up to the hype, in my opinion. Digimon LCG. Would love some kind of Lord of the Rings sci-fi. That could be interesting. Also, Dr. Hell No, welcome to chat. Hope you're doing well. Glad to hear it's got the D20 endorsement. It's still when it matters. Every brand wants that endorsement so they can put smack front in the box. Donate for a D20 hot tub stream? That's alright. No, thank you. Is good on non-human characters. Majority of the human characters look... Yeah. Yeah. It looks weird. It looks weird. This is just not for me. It is just not for me. But yeah, if they did a Star Wars co-op, I would get it. I would invest heavily into that. All right, chat. This is going to be a short stream. I just wanted to go over Deadpool. I wanted to get all your thoughts on Deadpool. I wanted to go over the hype of Deadpool. And to remind you all to join the Discord. You should do that. But yeah, so this is going to be a shorter stream. Because tomorrow we're going to actually just play some Marvel Champions. So we'll play Marvel Champions tomorrow night. Probably not playing with Deadpool though. I don't think he's going to show up fast enough, so. I think Deadpool looks great. I have to think about my hype tier list overall. Oh, Jessica got yelled at by Nightbot. Nightbot comes for all. I have to think about my hype list overall. I'm going to make a video on it. I think Deadpool, for my excitement level, as of right now, is second from last. Deadpool S tier, Valk to the bottom. Not possible. Now, Deadpool might be in the middle. He's either in the middle or second to last. I'm not sure which. I have to think about that. Who's last? As of right now, the least interesting one to me is Cable. Cable, I think, is the least interesting one. I think he's going to be very good. He's going to be a very good hero, but he's the least interesting hero so far. X23, I think, is the one that would be near the bottom and also down there. X23 just doesn't seem that exciting to me. And I know that people like super hyped for X23 when she was announced. They're like, this is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I didn't see it then, and I still don't see it. Psylocke I like. I like Psylocke. For me right now off the top of my head, it's probably Psylocke. I'm sorry. Domino, Psylocke, Angel, Deadpool, X-23 Cable, somewhere around there. The last 4 are going to be kind of iffy. I'm going to say Angel's number 3 right now, just because of Ariel. I'm not even that excited for Angel as a whole. I'm more excited for Ariel cards. I put Psylocke and X-23 under Deadpool. That's fair. X-23 to be... I want X-23. It's a hotter version of Wolverine. Yes, and that's the other thing, Pook. That's a good thing to note, too. Is that... I don't... This cycle... There isn't anyone that I'm, like, really dreading. Right? Like, last cycle... I was dreading Cyclops and I was dreading Rogue because I knew I just wouldn't like them. Right? I just knew there was no shot they'd be for me. And Colossus, I couldn't really wrap my head around. Psylocke, Cable, Angel, Domino, anyone else in the wave? So yeah, last cycle, I figured Cyclops I wasn't a big fan of, I knew I wasn't gonna be a big fan of. Rogue, I was pretty sure, and Colossus, I kind of knew I wasn't gonna be a fan of. The wave before that, I had some concerns with Ironheart that were alleviated pretty fast. But the wave and Spider, I was not sure about, but I thought that was a very solid wave. The one before that, I knew I wouldn't like War Machine. Yeah, so this is probably the first cycle coming up that I'm like. All of them, I think I could be all right with. Like, there's no one I'm like super concerned about. I just think there'll be more than I like or don't like. Of team ups for goofy stuff, it would be the best fit for a pool aspect. Until we see the rest of the cards, I don't know. I think his healing card works really well for any squishy heroes. As a true solo Andy, I'm having a hard time clicking with Cyclops. Right there with you. I can't stand Cyclops. That's my order. Oh, I got you, Jessica. I got you. Spider is strong, bro. Like crazy strong in the end. Yeah. There was, with the exception of Get Up in Game, and maybe one other person, most content creators couldn't figure out how Spider would be good or not. Because the 3 hand size just it was nutty. And how hard would it be to get another resource generator out there, right? You would only have one, so how hard is it going to be to get a second one out there? So Spider is incredibly strong and good. It was just one that everyone in the beginning was like, ugh, how's this going to work, right? That was the big thing. And then a lot of people hated Spider Ham from that cycle, but I still think Spider Ham's fun and good. I'm trying to think if there was another one people like didn't know how they were going to work. I like Colossus. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. I think I'm the only one that doesn't like him a ton. Cyclops would be good if they could create more upgrades from him. Yeah. Spider is awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. Spider ended very, very strong. I'm just saying in the beginning before like we got the cards in hand. What's the issue? For the reason their hand side was too small, they really made it work well though. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly how it was too, Book. It's exactly how it was. But yeah, I will say that this cycle overall, I think they did a really good job with it. I think they did a really good job with this cycle. Obviously now we could be wrong and whatever, but hope we get another guest hero pack from her at some point. Even though I'm sure she is super busy. Well, yeah, MJ's doing another game. We don't know what it is yet, but MJ's doing another game right now, so I'm sure attention is somewhere else, but we really want to try Rogue and multiplayer. I think I like her a lot more. I think she's a more multiplayer hero, which is fine, right? Not everyone needs to be solo. They just should be. But yeah, I could MJ will probably come in and do another thing in like a year or two or something like that. I would assume. But I don't know. To be fair, right now, Tony, assuming the heroes and this expansion go as we plan, Tony's crushing it right now. So I have to say, I'm glad Tony's on the team. 100% agree. 100% agree. I think Tony joining Marvel Champions is the best thing that happened to Marvel Champions in a long time. There's another Lord of the Rings game. Nah, no shot. Hopefully she's doing it in Star Wars, LCG. I wish we knew what MJ was working on. I know. It's actually kind of disappointing that we don't yet. Cyclops is great when you forget temporary always stays for villains. Yeah, Cyclops is on. I remember if and when we get Inhumans. It'll be a little while. I think we'll get them eventually. I think we'll get everything eventually. Like, this has to be. Like, okay. So here's my out of the box thought right now. Okay. Arkham is slowly fading out. I think the popularity is slowly fading out for Arkham. That's not to say like Arkham is dying or anything like that, but I think it's slowly fading out. They are now entrusting Arkham Horror to other people other than MJ, because I assume it takes a lot of time to design all that stuff, and the sales are probably going down. She's been working on. She doesn't talk about it. Is Miss Marvel Inhuman and Champions? Yes, I'm 90% sure Miss Marvel is. So I think Arkham Horror is slowly phasing out. Lord of the Rings, I think they've basically given up on. I don't think the sales are there, and they're gonna do their last couple things and call it a day, and that's it. So they have Marvel Champions as their cash cow right now, right, and doing well. My guess is gonna be Star Wars has to be the next big cash cow for that. They have to have that sell well, because they're marketing very, very hard on that and Descent right now. I think they want Descent to be like the next big thing as well. So their marketing focus is definitely on those two things right now, and they're really, 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 really pushing it now, because I think they need something else. Like, I think they have like a 2 to 3 pillar system that they're hoping to do. I think they will continue Marvel Champions for quite some time, because I think this is their big cash cow right now, and they'd be silly to like let it go. So I think that's why eventually we will get just like everything. Like, I do think every possible hero that we could think of that's somewhat relevant, I think we'll get. I think it just makes the most sense. And if anything, I know Fantasy Flight Games doesn't like love me and like love my channel and anything like that, and that's cool. That's cool. You don't have to like everything, but it'd be really great if you did Kool-Aid Man. Just saying. I will feature the law on stream. I will with all my powers, I will try to make it popular. Just give us Kool-Aid Man. That's all I want. Excuse me. I hate that they went to the CCG route for Star Wars. I agree. I mean, it makes sense from their perspective, but there's no universe where I'm buying into a new CCG. Agreed. There's just never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen for me. What is Descent? It's like a dungeon crawler. It's the latest LCG Champions, I mean. Yeah. But they've gone through a lot of LCGs that have not done this well for this long. Is the Kool-Aid talk coming from cool rhyming with pool? No, Kool-Aid talk is coming from, I predicted when they first showed that first social media post of the bricked wall, I was like, that's Kool-Aid Man. You have the Kool-Aid Man burst through that wall and everyone gets hyped. And I've been on Kool-Aid train since then. I love you. I love you too, Shop Loco. But yeah, Descent, they redid it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And then they're coming out with another big expansion for it. The Betrayer's War or whatever. So, here's like the main box for Descent. No, this is the expansion. This is the expansion? Yeah, this is the expansion. Is $160. Jeez. And like the main box is $162. Like, it's really expensive, but people liked it. They say it was pretty good. D20 drinks the Kool-Aid. Confirmed. Definitely had like 10 to 11 years. So Lord of the Rings celebrated their 10-year anniversary, and in that 10th year did one scenario pack release. That's it. They had like 9 solid years. Arkham Horror is like pushing 9 or 10, and Marvel Champions is at like 5. Take care, Jessica. I'm not in the app game based games. Yeah, I agree. DC Champions next, if they can get the rights for it. That'd be sweet. I think a lot of people would buy that for sure. All right, chat. I'm out. I'm out of here. I gotta get some rest so I can get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will live stream some Marvel Champions. We'll play some games. I don't know what though. We'll figure it out. But we'll do some stuff tomorrow. I appreciate you all hanging out here tonight. This was fun just to kind of talk about Deadpool and just hang out a bit and whatnot. So I appreciate you all being here. If you didn't watch the Deadpool video yet, make sure you do. I would appreciate it. Give it a like, all that fun stuff. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'm really happy that we got to hang out and talk about this. And join the Discord if you haven't done it yet. Join the Discord. Go do that now. In the YouTube, it's down in the description. In Twitch, it's either popped up in chat or it's down in like the About Me box on the right that says whatever. So anyway, take care, everyone. Have a good one. See y'all later.